Hi, look at this cute little basket I found. Looks like a little handbag, has flower on it. So of course I have to do a flower arrangement in it. I'm going to show you a really whimsical, fun little arrangement in this little flower basket. Almost looks like a little purse or a shopping basket. But we do need to use some interesting mechanics in here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. It truly is a basket, so it's completely porous, so we have to first make it watertight. Now, I was playing around with using different little vases in there, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute if we did an arrangement like we bought flowers and we put in our shopping basket, and it looks just like that, but it's a centerpiece or a floral accent you could put on a table. How am I going to do it? So I'm going to show you how we did it. First of all, I'm going to show you what we lined it with. We first lined it with just a plain piece of brown wrap paper that, when you buy flowers, sometimes at a bucket store, they'll wrap it in something like this. I used this because I thought it kind of aesthetically looked nice with this little brown basket. And it's just sort of, casual, and it looks like a flower wrap, right? And tissue paper is too thin. So I used this brown paper. I just kind of smushed it in there, have some showing on the sides. Looks like I just wanted this arrangement to look like we bought a bunch of flowers, we stuck it in a shopping bag, and that's what it's going to be. But it's actually a flower arrangement. Now, this is obviously not watertight, so we need to do something that's watertight. This is a wonderful material called polyfoil. Polyfoil is foil on one side and plastic on the other. This is basically what you see when you buy a gift plant. Say you buy a hydrangea or, I don't know, like a mini rose at a grocery store or a flower shop. And you just present it to someone as a gift plant. They have something like this on the outside so that when you water the plant, the water doesn't go all over someone's table. So that's what this is. It's called polyfoil. It comes in rolls and it comes in all different colors. I just go with the most basic kind of mossy green because I don't use it on the outside of containers. I use it to line containers. I love this product because you can line any not watertight container with it and it becomes watertight. Or if you have a leaky vessel, like some of the wooden vessels that I have, they look really thick, like they would hold water, but they don't. So I will line it with this, and it could be any shape and any size, basically. So this is what it is, called polyfoil. It's a wonderful mechanic. So that's what I have in here. So what I have in here is the brown paper and then polyfoil inside. I didn't want you to be able to see the polyfoil from the outside. So that's another reason why I lined it with that brown paper. And what we're going to use as a mechanic in there, instead of a vase or a container, is this really cool little thing. This is from Oasis. Now, this is like an egg. It's basically like a caged egg shape. Now, you can use this on arches for weddings without foam or with foam. What it does, it kind of has like almost like a plastic chicken wire pattern on it to keep your stems in place. But this comes apart so that you could put floral foam in it. So we're using this little egg-shaped thing in here. And you can actually add a little bit of water. Now, when you arrange with flower foam, as long as the bottom part of your arrangement of the foam is touching water, it'll keep drinking water up. So you don't need to fill this little bag up with water. You just have to have a little bit, about like an inch of water on the bottom to keep the floral foam wet, and then your arrangement will last. So that's what we have in here. So that's the most complicated part about this arrangement, is actually setting up the mechanics. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my tulips. I'm using tulips and feverfew, just a few stems. I have like 7 stems of tulips, 2 sprigs of feverfew. So this is part of my series of videos that I'm showing you really interesting, whimsical arrangements using novelty containers that uses very few flowers. It's in the middle of the winter. We don't have a lot growing in the garden, but we still want something really pretty on our table, bring a little bit of nature in without spending a ton of money on flowers. So that's what this series of videos is all about. So I'm going to cut these tulips a little shorter. And let's see how long we need it to be. And I'm going to put it in the foam, draping over this. You see, kind of like I just bought a package of tulips, right? A bundle of tulips. I'm going to put another one here. And I wanted it all be cascading out the same area because remember, we're going to do this arrangement like we just bought these tulips from the store. Just poking it into the floral foam, and the tulips kind of cascade over already anyway because the tulips tend to like to move around a little bit. So why not use it the way it wants to go? Okay. And I'm just letting it cascade, making sure that there's a three-dimensionality to it so it's not all just like bunched up in one area. Okay, that's what we have. See, all the little tulips cascading out, and it's being held up by this little brown paper here. Oh, there's a little foliage that is broken, so I'm just gonna take it out. Then we're gonna put some feverfew in there in a little bunch. So there's a cute little bunch here. Let me do this one first. A little sprig here. Just going to lay it on top of the tulips just to give it a little interest so we don't just have tulips. You could just have tulips, but I love these little button feverfew. They're really cute, I think. Okay. I don't want it to stick out too much. I still want it to have that horizontal orientation. Okay, so mostly done, but this is the really cool part. I'm going to teach you something really fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these long stems that we cut off the tulips, right? We take the leaves off. Take the leaves off, and then we're going to reverse it. So this is the stem. So if you had the tulips in the vase, this part would be the part in the water, right? So we're going to reverse it. We're going to cut it at an angle, and we're going to stick it out this side. Okay, we're just going to do a few of these. Don't have to do a lot. So we're going to create the illusion of the tulip stems coming out the other side. So even though they're all in water, it looks like your tulips are actually just wrapped up. And we're just using the stems from your tulips. And we're reversing it so that the part that's supposed to be in the vase is in the foam. Now the trick is to get it looking like a realistic angle, but you know, it's not going to be perfect. I wonder if anybody will count how many tulips you have and how many stems you have. I bet somebody will. I was going to be lazy and only do a few, but maybe we need to do them all. So we have 4 stems here. Don't think we have enough room to do 7 stems of these faux tulip stems. So I'm just going to leave it at 5 stems. And if anybody is actually counting, well, they caught us. And I don't think I'm even going to do the feverfew stems. I just want the tulip stems. Okay, now that's what it looks like. Kind of looks like, you know, I know the angle's not perfect, but hey, it's just kind of, you know, an illusion. So I don't want all these mechanics to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this part of it. Okay, I'm going to use a piece of covered wire here, kind of like twine. Just going to tie this handle. It doesn't have to be really tight, but I just want to close it so that you don't see all the mechanics inside. Okay, and then I am going to cut the extra pieces off here and just cover that twine with ribbon. So I have this cute little black and white gingham ribbon that I think would look really cute with this casual little basket. So I'm going to tie the ribbon over the wire. This ribbon's kind of stiff because it's got such heavy gauge wire on the outside. Okay, good enough. And I pre-made a little bow here that I'm just going to tie on here. That's often how we do bows, like for Christmas and things, or presents. You can pre-make the bow and then not add the tails, and the tails would actually be is the extra ribbon that you use to tie your bow on. It's like a two-step bow. Okay. Then I'm going to cut the extra off with a notch tail bow here. Turn around so you can see it. Here is our little shopping bag filled with freshly purchased flowers, even with the stems poking out. Very easy to do. Use 7 stems of tulips and a couple of sprigs of feverfew in this cute little novelty container that I found online. And this would be so charming in your powder room, in your bedroom, on a little accent table. Wonderful little gift to give someone, right? And this is part of our series of whimsical arrangements where you don't need a lot of flowers. I really love this little arrangement. I think it's so cute. I think if you presented it to a friend at her house, she would just gasp over this. So I hope you learned something fun. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Send me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And I will see you in the next video.